What's up, everybody? So I've decided I'm going to try my hand at cooking something I found in the forest. Now, I'm not a particularly amazing cook, though once upon a time in my life I did cook for a living at several different restaurants, so I know my way around a kitchen a bit. Not like Tim. Tim's friggin' amazing at cooking. Can't even compete with that guy. But I found a mushroom while I was out scouting a fishing hole the other day on the Englishman River. It was growing out of a log. It's got bright, beautiful orange fanning fungus, and on the bottom side is a really creamy looking color. Super nice. I wish that I had taken a bit of a photo before I cut them up, but that's essentially what they look like. Now, I have a couple of avid mushroom pickers in the family. My cousin Matthew's girlfriend Aurora is a pretty seasoned mushroom cook, or a mushroom picker, sorry. And I messaged her when I found these because I was like, hey, are these edible? They look edible. They look like they'd probably be pretty damn tasty, but I don't want to pick them and bring them home and feed them to the family and kill everybody. Because I've never foraged for mushrooms ever in my life. So anyway, I sent her a message and I said, hey, are these any good? And she said, yes, they are. They're fantastic, so grab them. And anyway, it sounds like they're called chicken of the forest. So we are going to cook them up with some pork tenderloin. I did a little bit more research as well. So there's apparently 7 different types of chicken of the forest, chicken of the woods, whatever you want to call it. In North America, they particularly like to grow on oak trees, I guess, and eucalyptus, which obviously we don't have here. But they're supposed to taste like chicken. Some people say they taste like crab or lobster, which is interesting. They are pretty dense. Like when you feel them, they're actually difficult to cut through. They're thick, they're kind of meaty, so I imagine that that they'll be actually quite filling. And I've got a lot of them. Like I got a couple pounds of them, so we're going to cook those up with a couple pork tenderloins, and then not that we're sponsored by them or anything, but Cracker Barrel cheddar mac and cheese, and I'm gonna add a little bit of Cracker Barrel double cheddar cheese to make it a little bit better. But anyway, have a look. I'll show you kind of what I'm doing here. These are the mushrooms. I have cut them all up into bite-sized chunks. I put a bit of fresh sage in there from my aunt's garden, and I put some sesame oil and some Persian lime olive oil in there, salt and pepper, so we'll see how that tastes. And then this is 2 chunks of pork tenderloin, really nice big pork tenderloins, and I have thrown in, this is all Smucker's apricot jam. You can do it with peach jam as well, but I like peach or apricot jam when I do it, and it turns out really amazing. It gets like all caramelized in the oven, and then I put a bit of Cajun seasoning on, salt and pepper as well, so we'll see how that goes. So anyway, this is gonna be dinner. I'll put it all together. I'll show you a little bit of the cooking process, and I'll show you a finished plate of food before we eat it. So hopefully it turns out good. Anyway, see you in a bit. Just trying to make it. Okay, so the pork tenderloin just went in. It's gonna be friggin' good. It's in there. It's cooking. So 20 to 25 minutes at 400 degrees is what it says. I picked 400 degrees to cook it on because we're doing the Cracker Barrel mac and cheese. That needs to be cooked at 400 for 10 to 12 minutes baked. So it should be perfect timing. I've got it all boiling right now, as you can see here. Mushrooms, they won't take very long to saute. So anyway, again, ingredients that I used: chicken of the woods, fresh sage, 4 leaves. I think that's lots. I used a tiny little pinch of saffron. We used there's a little bit of butter in there, and some toasted sesame olive oil, and a little bit of lime olive oil. So I'm hoping all of those flavors will commingle and make something absolutely out of this world delicious. But who knows? I could be out to lunch. Maybe it'll taste like shit. We'll find out. And then pork tenderloin, Smucker's, apricot jam. You can use peach jam as well, and like I said, it just like caramelizes on it. Once it's cooked up, it gives it this really sweet flavor, and then I put a little bit of Cajun on the top as well to give it that sweet and spicy, and salt and pepper. That always works on everything. So that's pretty much it. Now we just wait. I've got a timer on, so I've got another like 5 minutes on cooking the pasta, and then once that's done, I'll add the cheese sauce and all that crap, and then it's gonna get baked. So I'll show you what everything looks like when it's all done, and then we'll do a review. Whether or not it was good, we'll let you know, and if it was good, then you can try it yourself. Advisory though, if you're picking mushrooms in the wild, at least like, you know, don't maybe do your research on the internet. Like, do that, learn about it, but talk to somebody that actually knows what they're doing, because a lot of mushrooms are unsafe and not good to eat. These ones in particular I know to be edible via several resources that I've found, family members that do this and have lived on Vancouver Island, which is where I found these. So know what you're grabbing if you're taking something out of the forest. Don't just take mushrooms and be like, oh yeah, I can saute these up, and then you'll be all like fucked up and like dying or really out of your mind. So anyway, that's my spiel. We'll see how it goes. So let's see how this worked out. Now, one of the things I would say too is like the Smucker's jam, there's a lot of it, right? So you want to coat it afterwards with a spoon, because it's going to melt down. Like I said, it kind of caramelizes, so I don't know how well you can see that, but you just put some of that back on your pork tenderloin, and I'm just going to cut this open just to double check. Now, tenderloin and most pork, like, it's not like steak. You don't want to be eating it medium rare, but the thing is with this stuff, it is like similar to beef in that you can have a bit of pink in it, and that's completely okay. And the reason why you can have a little bit of pink in it is because meat is essentially sterile on the inside. It's the outside that needs to be cooked and taken care of to get rid of any dangerous bacteria. The stuff on the inside isn't even touched by air. It's completely sterile. So having a little bit of pink is not a big deal. That looks pretty good. I'm gonna give it 5 more minutes just because I know somebody that's standing here filming with the camera likes things well done. So we will oblige her. These mushrooms,
they smell delicious,
are almost done, I think. I'm just gonna keep stirring them a bit. I've literally never cooked these before. This is the first time I've even tried foraging mushrooms from the forest. So I don't know how long they need, but typically mushrooms saute pretty quick. So I imagine that, you know, as long as these are hot, they'll probably be done. Boom. What do you guys think of that? Plate turned out pretty good. This looks awesome. We don't know how it is really yet. Decided to put a little bit of the sweet tenderloin sauce on the mushrooms to just give them a little bit more of a sweet flavor. They're going to be pretty filling. They are dense and thick. Like I said, they've got kind of an earthy taste, but I can see why people call them chicken of the woods. They do have kind of sort of a chickeny flavor, but also a chickeny texture. So if you find them and you know what you're looking for, grab them, give it a shot, cook them up, see what happens, and hopefully you like what you find. So I decided to do this video mainly because A, I found these and they looked pretty good, but B, my brother Colby, who's living abroad in Prague right now, asked me to do a catch and cook. So I caught these mushrooms and now I've cooked them up. I would have to say I probably overcooked them. I don't think that they needed as long, but as I said before, they're kind of dense. They do somewhat taste like chicken. So highly recommend it. If there's better recipes out there, maybe next time I find these, I will look for something online to use to cook them. As this was my first time, I've never done it before. So anyway, worth the shot. Trying something new is never a bad thing. Okay, so verdict. Chicken of the woods is strong. It has, like I said before, it's pretty dense. It probably has a better way of cooking it than I did. I thought, you know, sauteing it would maybe soften them up a bit. Maybe it would have if I cooked them for longer and on higher heat or with more butter or whatever. I don't really know. So this time they were okay. I think a couple bites was certainly worth trying, but I think that the next time I find them, I would like to follow a recipe and see what's up. I think they'd go really good with mac and cheese if you were to sub meat for the mushroom, because the mushroom's got, like, they're filling, right? They're dense and filling. It has kind of a meaty texture to it, sort of like chicken. So maybe next time I'll try that rather than just keeping them on their own, because they've got an earthy kind of, best word I can find for it is pungent. Not bad, but it's strong, and on its own is maybe a little bit too much, but with something else, if it was mixed into a pasta or something like that, I think it would actually be quite good and would add to the flavor profile of something. So anyway, you guys can go and check it out, test it on your own. Again, make sure it's the right thing. You know, I got confirmation through somebody that actually does go mushroom foraging on Vancouver Island and knows what she's talking about. So assuming that she's correct and I don't die tomorrow and I haven't just poisoned my family, yeah, I guess you'll find out if there's another YouTube video after this one. So just be safe out there. If you guys are trying to forage for mushrooms or anything really in the forest, you need to have some sort of understanding what you're looking for. Confirm it with somebody that has experience. Go and look in books. When I found these, obviously I asked my cousin's girlfriend Aurora if they were safe. She said yes. My aunt has some experience in that department and she seemed to think that they were okay as well. And then I did my own research. I looked it up on the internet and matched it to the chicken of the woods on the internet based on my region, because like I said, there are 7 different types in North America, and this particular type, can't remember the scientific name, but you can match it on the internet. And I feel like if I was going to have an adverse reaction, it would probably happen within the next hour. They say that you can get swollen lips, maybe a little bit of nausea, stomach ache, that kind of thing if you are allergic to it. So be aware that there can be side effects even on things that are completely safe and edible to eat. It just depends on you and your body. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked what you saw and you stuck around to the end, go ahead and subscribe, give us a like, throw a comment on. It really helps our channel. We've got 507 subscribers and we're just constantly growing. We post every single day to our channel and the community is growing. We got a lot of cool people that follow us and like to talk in our live streams and all sorts of stuff. So anyway, we hope to see you on the next one and have yourselves a great night.